Sorry about that, folks. Let me try this again. I forgot I was muted. That's Botchamania. Anyways, folks, as I was trying to say, let me say this again. What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's a natural born thriller. As I welcome you all to this TNA Wrestling Review, the show from January 25th, 2023, for this TNA Impact results that we'll give to you. And I want to say I want to apologize for doing this late. I was going to try to do this after the stream was over, which pertains to Mr. Rick and J21's video on pertains to a certain someone that I don't want to mention because I really don't give a fuck about that person. You know, he can have all of his cheats working in paradise, and he can have all his giant dildo and all his sex toy dolls, you know, all he want, and you know, and also kind of live life going on with a red Hell in a Cell cage. So just want to say that, and you know, just to get that out of the way. Anyways, folks, so the reason why on the stream late as it is because I was waiting for my uncle to get out of the shower. He got in the shower before I did, so yeah. Unfortunately, he beat me to the punch. So he didn't take long though. You know, he didn't take long like I took long. I think I took longer in the shower than he did. But that's why I'm doing this late. So I don't care if everyone's watching me. I don't care if everyone isn't up. I'm gonna do this either way. Now, earlier I was suffering pink eye earlier, so and on top of it, like I said, it's late right now and everything, and even if it was gonna be late and all that, I was gonna do this review, but I'm gonna do it without having the camera on me, folks, because you know they want too much interference on that, and you know everything to get in the way of me doing this review. So I'm gonna start doing this review right now. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna right now go into this, take the camera off of me, and get started with this review. So TNA Wrestling Review with your Impact results here. The show from January 25th, 2023, folks. And a lot happened on this show. Pertains to story developments, characters developments, what path they're going, you know, what direction they're going, you know, what's going to be the rivalry, you know, upcoming rivalries and all that. And we'll get to a certain someone in uh, you know, Trinity and Kazuchika Okada pertains to their situations. You know, pertains to the future that lies ahead for them, especially pertains to Kazuchika Okada, but more importantly, pertains to Trinity. But we'll get to all that. You know, so let me pull up the results and we'll get started. Let me just first find it. It should be here somewhere. I just gotta keep going back. And it's not in there one. That's okay. I'll just open up a new one then. There we go. Here we go. For the TNA Wrestling Review for this TNA Impact results from January 25th, 2024. Just give me one moment. Right now it's going to be getting inside of it now into the result page. It's going to take a little while. It's getting there. But shout out to Remington, aka Juggalo Gamer 85 in the chat. I don't know if he's still around. In fact, I don't know if anybody else is still around, but hey, I don't care either way. I'm going to try to get this done as soon as possible, as soon as I can. And that's all there is to it. All right, so here we go. Now, the opening show for TNA Impact. I talked about this last week, where it tends to last week they didn't actually do an intro video for TNA Impact because they were showing recaps from TNA Hard to Kill of 2024. and that's basically what they did, and it was very well done on how they did it. I think myself, will they able to do it next week? Which this is the week that we're they're hoping to find out to see if they do it. And guess what? They did. They did the intro for TNA Impact with the song "Cross the Line," and I loved it. I'm like, great, I love it. And they showed the future roster members in TNA. Especially the knockouts, the X division, and and the main eventers and the tag teams, and where have you that there are on TNA Wrestling, even newcomers. So either way, it was great to see that they brought back the the cross the line theme, which it was a for conclusion that they were going to do that. So um and I'm glad they did. But besides that, let's get to the opening match here. The opening match featured representing Bullet Club of ABC, the tag team champions. But but they're one half of the TNA tag team champions, Chris Bay, accompanied by the other half of the tag team champions of TNA, Ace Austin, as Chris Bay went up against um Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight, I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with Kevin Knight. Pertains to being, in a way, a student of Kushida, and basically had a relationship with Kushida, growing up in the business. Basically Kushida guiding and and tormenting, and pertains to this new guy here, who's been wrestling for quite a while, and he's really it's a very great competitor, and he's very great pertains to what the exhibition is looking for too. So um I'm sure he's here for the long haul, just like Kushida is. So I'm pretty sure that he is also signed with TNA as well. And he had a match here against Chris Bay, who's also great in a great addition of the division. But for now, he's doing the tag team stuff, as being a tag team champion alongside with his tag team partner from Bullet Club, Ace Austin. Which by the way, Ace Austin is inimitable. Is inimitable. Um, and obviously you have Chris Bay, who is the ultimate finesser. But the match itself here, with Chris Bay and Kevin Knight, not a bad match to kick things off with these two guys. They really showcase what they can do in the ring. They showcase they're kind of has some similarities in a way, and it really showed it here that a prime example of these guys showing exactly why they're in the right company where it tends to total nonstop action. One more, folks. Just if you hear water, it's because I turned on the sink because I'm washing my hand because I want to open something up and it spilled on my hand and I made a little mess. Not a big mess, but just a little mess. I just want to take care of that. Just need to get this towel. So yeah, but the match was going on as expected, and then at the end, Chris Bay ends up getting the win over on Kevin Knight. After the match, we got the Grizzled Young Vets. They attacked ABC from behind and basically laid him out. Took out Chris Bay with the grit your teeth, and then they hold on the TNA World Tag Team Championships because they're gunning for those tag team titles, folks. And guess what? They're eventually going to win those belts. So be on the lookout for that. The Grizzled Young Vets will become your new TNA World Tag Team Champions whenever they decide to do that match. Just give me 1 moment. I need to get a spoon here. All right. Next match. Before we get to the next match, though, we get another video package on the show. I'm sorry. What I meant to say, we get another video package pertains to who is Ash by Elegance. Basically, Ash by Elegance is all about undesirable, irresistible and forgettable. And they're showing her, again, looking like a movie star, and they have her, they show her in her bikini, having her looking all sexy and all that, what she is. So yeah, and by the way, again, for those who don't know who Ash by Elegance is, Ash by Elegance is the former Dana Brooke from WWE, and here she is in TNA Wrestling. She's just doing video vignettes, video promos about who she is and what she's about. Again, what pertains to what they're doing here with with Dana Brooke, who's being called Ash by Elegance. Not so much of what people was talking about what pertains to her knocking off, ripping off, or your stealing your Timeless Tony Storm's gimmick, because I see none of that. I don't know what eyes there's I don't know what they're seeing. They're thinking that Dana Brooke is copying Timeless Tony Storm. I see nothing of any on copying catting of any Timeless Tony Storm here from Dana Brooke, because Dana Brooke here is if anything, she's not doing that. She's doing a character that that obviously we seen something like that on TV before. I'm pretty sure we've seen something like that on pertains to on TV public figures in a way, or how they carry themselves. Hell, even so pertains to um old school color movie stars. That's basically what she is. She's not doing an accent. She's not doing the whole chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. She's not um you know acting all delusional and all that and all and bizarre. She's just being herself. I mean, I don't know if that's really is her. That's the thing. But she's playing the character, and that's basically what she is. It's not of Time of Storm and Storm there, because again, Time Storm and Storm, the whole thing with her is that everything about her is black and white. Because that's old school movies. That Time Storm and Storm was doing. With the whole thing of the the silent film type of old school movies during those times. Mm. Um, what's up to you, Mason? Hope you have a good day, or should I say a good night? I should say. Um, so but welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoyed on me doing this review. Hmm. So yeah, so there's more to see on what this develops, which tends to Dana Brooke, aka being now known as Ash by Elegance. I'm interested to see where she go with this. One not so interested, one not so interested of her is how she is in the ring. I mean, yeah, I know she's improved and all that and whatever, but that's not gonna be enough for improving doesn't mean enough. You gotta be you know you gotta be excellent in this. Hmm. So we shall see. Um, then following that, we get a promo from Frankie Kazarian. He talks about his actions, about why he did what he did with Eric Young, and he wants to make sure that that 2024 is his year, and someone like Eric Young, who's in his way, he's not gonna allow him to take that away from him. That's basically what he's saying in a way. And also Rich Swann confronts him, and basically calls him out on why he did what he did to Eric Young, to an OG, a TNA original, because because Frankie Kazarian is one of those TNA originals. And Frankie Kazarian is like, you want to know why, you want to know more why I did, then you'll hear about me talk more about it next week or something like that. And then he walks off. Mm. All of a sudden, for a reason, AJ Francis shows up, aka or should I say, formerly known as Top Dollar from the WWE, who's now in TNA. But basically, obviously using his real name, AJ Francis. So he confronts Rich Swann, I guess he's trying to make a deal with Rich Swann to join along with him, whatever. Um, Rich Swann was at first was gonna deny the offer, but then and then he get up business with him in a way. So Rich Swann was gonna see where this goes from here. So I guess we'll see where it goes from here. I'm assuming Rich Swann is gonna be the new um version of Pit Row pertains to being Swerve, I guess. I don't know. It depends what it does. I mean, what they're trying to do with Swan now. All right, just give me one moment, folks. Obviously, this phone's not working out very well, so I'm gonna just use this phone. And as long as you can hear me, folks, it's all good. Okay, now it starts to pick up in a way. Okay, never mind. Just so that is I spoke too soon. All right, I'll just use this. I'll just use this instead. Whatever. And as long as you can hear me, folks, we're all good. All right, so here we go. So yeah, um, basically, AJ Francis wants someone to back him up against Joe Hendry. So I guess which one they take the offer in a way. But I guess that won't happen until next week. So then we get to a match that I didn't care for. It was Dirty Dongo and Oblate Prodis, which is the former Vladimir Kozlov. And they're being accompanied by Alpha Bravo. And they went against these guys that was called Damian Drake and Dante King, basically two enhancement tag team jobbers. And then did the whole thing in the whole with Dirty Dongo says, "Man, do I hate pro wrestling?" And like this game sucks. And it looks like he doesn't give a shit. I don't know. Is that supposed to be is that supposed to be the way he's supposed to be acting, where it seems to he hates pro wrestling, or and all that, but it just looks like to me I just get the vibe that he doesn't give a shit, and if he doesn't give a shit, why do I give a shit? Hmm. But the match was nothing. It was basically Oleg dominating the tag team guys while Dirty Dongo sits on the chair, and then I guess he must have got the tag and then got the picked up the win from doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, this match sucked. It was garbage. The only letdown on the show was that Zach Gibson and James Drake, the Grizzo young vets, they cut a promo, that were making a statement of it of intent. Also, ABC goes trying to go after them. Also, got stopped by securities, and then Santino Marella comes out of nowhere, and then he makes a match called the best of three series between these two tag teams, and it will start next week. And it starts by what pertains to the TNA World Tag Team titles being on the line. All right, pretty cool. I love it. I want to see how these guys match up together. And basically what tends to a regular tag team instead of a multi tag team match. Hmm. Interested to see how that turns out next week. Next we get to wrong one. Next we get to GM Miller, who interviews most of the Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and the TNA X Division champion Chris Sabin, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. And they kind of promote how they're ready to go up against the system in the main event. Now, I thought the main event was going to be, Trinity versus Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, but they instead made Okada in the main event picture for TNA. I guess for in a way to try to convince him to if you sign with us, you're a main event guy, no matter what, you'll be jumping right to the main event scene. in a way, just to make up to him after all these years ago for what happened with him being treated like a joke. Obviously because of the Vince Russo booking that really you know made Okada say fuck TNA all these years. So this is the way to to repay Okada in a way on for everything that's happened. Would that happen? I mean, would it be that would that be the case? That Okada was gonna sign with TNA? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, again, at the end of the day, it's Okada's decision if he's gonna go to TNA, AEW, or maybe in the WWE. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because Okada still has some dates left on his contract, for New Japan. Anyways, I'm sorry about that, folks. Now we get to the match that those gonna be the main event is Jordan Grace defending her TNA Knockouts World Championship against Trinity. This is a match that Trinity invoked her rematch clause, and in this match, Trinity showed some, so a lot of intensity in this match against Jordan Grace. She was really going all out with in this match, and showing that Jordan Grace that you may be a powerhouse, but I can overcome any thing that you can throw at me. And that's basically what this match was. It was back and forth. It was really damn good for match between these two. And in the end, they'll trade some pinfalls at one another, and then Jordan Grace got the momentum, and then Trinity goes for a starstruck, her starstruck submission, only for Jordan Grace to solve that submission with that Trinity has been winning with every time, and pins her, and really folds her into to get her shoulders down, and gets the 3 count in the win. And like, holy shit, that was actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting it. It was a well done pin there. The Trinity did not expect that was going to happen because she was going for a submission, the starstruck for the win, and the fact that Jordan Grace turned that into a pin, and really stacked her in a way, and make sure she doesn't kick out, and she did. Very overpower her, to make sure that she didn't get her shoulder up or try to kick out, and she got the job done. Well done, very good job. So Jordan Grace winner, and still your TNA Knockouts World Champion. After the match, Jordan Grace and Trinity shook hands. All of a sudden, we get Savannah Evans and Joe Vidal, who who's part of the Strong Entourage. They come out and attack Trinity and Jordan Grace, but they were overwhelmed. All of a sudden, you got the Ultimate X winner, the quintessential diva, Giselle Shaw. She comes out and she got the X. She takes out Jordan Grace, and then she takes out Trinity, and then he had the rest of the entourage hold on to Trinity as Giselle Shaw goes for the ring. Basically the I don't know what she calls it. I think that the commentators may have called it, but I didn't really pay attention to what they called it. But she went for that that running lead that she did. She did the same thing with Jordan Grace before too, by the way, folks. But she kept doing it multiple times because that and that was during the time when Jordan Grace was a free agent during that time, and they weren't sure that she was going to come back, which is why they did the angle where they did. While when Giselle Shaw kept needing her, and then that was basically for Jordan Grace until she returned later on, like months later, and then she had a match against Dean Brazzo, and then basically I guess they promised her that she will get another run. Not only you'll have the opportunity to beat Dean Brazzo, but you got opportunity to win back the TNA World Knockouts title. By having you win the gauntlet match, which is the the Chloe Shot gauntlet match, and she did, and yeah, that was pretty much almost the gist of it. That Jordan Grace, I'm not saying that Jordan Grace was bitter or disgruntled and all that. And also they also convinced her to stay too because TNA's coming back. So I'm finished now. Anyways, But with this one, Trinity got me just one time. I thought it's gonna be the case where Dijon Souls was gonna keep meeting her, and that's gonna be her way out. I don't know. Maybe she got more dates to do so. And maybe this comes to terms that WWE and TNA made, when they made a deal that Trinity still got some dates on TNA, which she's ready. I'm pretty sure she's ready for stuff anyways because they were all taped shows that they did. But but pertains to on screen, basically she got finished up her dates before she officially makes her return back to WWE. I could be wrong, but we shall see. Maybe she won't be returned to WWE, but we shall see. If we see that when she gets her Rumble on the Saturday, and we see I'm amazing, bring it to the floor, and then Naomi, the return of Naomi comes out. Imagine the roar of the crowd in Florida. You know, it's gonna be huge, but we shall see. But there you go, folks. But basically, JoJo Shaw, yo, the whole thing with her, where she could have just left the entourage, leave it behind because she doesn't really need them. I guess she didn't take Gilkin's advice, or by or took her work by heart, where it tends to where she doesn't need them because she could do it on her own. By looks of it, she still wants the entourage because she feel like she wants to she wants it all. She wants to be a leader. She wants her followers. She wants the goal and all that. So she wants it all. I guess when you're the quintessential diva, you demand for a lot of things, and especially demanding respect and command and power and control. So there you go. That's pretty much it for that one. We get the system discussing their main event tonight. And we'll get to that, where they talk about the system works, and tonight it goes worldwide against the Guns and Okada. Not bad. Um, we get Josh Alexander addressing the return of TNA over his win against Will Ospreay, and all of a sudden, Alan Angels shows up. Alan Angels, who used to be in AEW of the Dark Order, who used to be what number he was, number 7. Doesn't matter. What matters is it's Alan Angels. He walks up to the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, and he wants him to be on the premiere edition of his this new brand new talk show he's gonna do called The Sound Check. At first, Alexander was not interested, and then Alan Angels convinced him, because he's giving a little pet talk, pertains to you're a veteran, you're a veteran, you go teach someone like me, and wherever and whatever have you. Basically, bring something like that. Oh, because he got for someone who's in TNA, who's a backbone for TNA and all that, and he could show him the ropes or whatever. And then he agreed. He agreed to be on the sound check, where that's or type of talk show that's going to be we'll find out how that is next week on TNA Impact. So yeah, we shall see. Then we get to the in-ring debut of Nick Nemeth as he goes against one half of the Rascals, Zachary Wentz, occurred by Trey Miguel. And the match itself, it was fine for what it was. It was not really special. I wish I had that excitement, enthusiasm for Nick Nemeth, aka or formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. But the thing is, because over the years that Dolph Ziggler could have had the opportunity, the chance to leave WWE at the time, where he was being stale, he was not getting the opportunities, he was not being appreciative, and then on top of that, he was losing fanfare for every fans that watch him, where they see him out there, like they either gas, they either sigh, or they just don't give him any reaction. Kind of like with Natalia. No, not kind of like, more like Natalia in a way. Natalia's the same thing too because Natalia comes out there and they're like, oh, it's Natalia. And then when someone like Dolph Ziggler shows up on WETV, it's Dolph Ziggler. That's the reaction on they get because they've seen it so many times to a point where okay, you know you don't you're not you don't value like we used to value you that much anymore, and it sucks. And that's how I feel about Nick Nemeth right here right now in TNA wrestling. And maybe Steve Macklin was right about what he said. What if he's not here for the long haul? What if he's just here just to take to milk every type of blood that he can from TNA, and then he ends up going elsewhere. So that's another thing too. How the hell does AEW pass up on him? How the hell the AEW pass up on Nick Nemeth, who's got Ryan Nemeth, his brother, working in TNA. I mean in AEW, and yet TNA ends up picking up Nick Nemeth. Unless it was Nick Nemeth's decision that he wanted to go to TNA. I don't know. But I find it very strange that Nick Nemeth chose of all places to go to TNA, didn't go to AEW. But hey, at least he could still go to New Japan Pro Wrestling because at the end of the day, AEW has partnerships with New Japan. TNA is the same thing with having partnerships with New Japan, especially with to having partnerships with AAA. So either way, it's whatever. But anyways, that's all I want to say from there. But yeah, like I said, the match was not anything special. And then after the match, Trey McGill trying to attack on Nick Nemeth. Nick Nemeth, oh, by the way, I should mention Nick Nemeth won the match. I mean, Sherman would be surprised. By the way, of course, Nick Nemeth was going to win. This is his debut match, so if anything, he was not going to lose. And of all people they chose Zachary Wentz, formerly known as Nash Carter. So then that's when Trey McGill got in the ring, and then he got a danger zone. Which, by the way, it used to be called the zigzag, but now as because he's Nick Nemeth now and not Dolph Ziggler, it's now the danger zone. He hit the danger zone on Zach Wentz to win the match, and they hit on the danger zone to Trey McGill, trying to get a sneak attack behind him. But then Steve Macklin comes in, and he gives him a sneak attack and starts beating him down, and he tries to take him out with with his finisher. I can't forget what's his finisher it tends to Steve Macklin. But doesn't matter anyway because oh yeah the KIA, that's what you're trying to go for, and then Nick Nemeth counters into the danger zone, and then Nick Nemeth stands tall. So there you go. And again, I'm still indifferent of Nick Nemeth and not really excited. Then we get to Crazy Steve. He cuts a promo about being the TNA Digital Media Champion. Or tends to winning, at Hard to Kill, and then basically talks about Tommy Dreamer, how he took the belt from him, and he's talking about some other things too. Also, he got interrupted by Rhino. Rhino basically shoves him to a wall. Christy was beside himself. Rhino walks away. Basically, I guess Rhino challenged for a match for the title, I guess. And then Crazy Steve just laughs as Rhino walks away. So with Crazy Steve, after going through an ECW legend and Tom Dreamer to become the TNA Digital Media Champion, Crazy Steve goes to another ECW legend and Rhino in this feud. I mean, what's next? Is he going to face Sandman next? Is he going to face Raven next? Hey, why not have RVD come in? You know, like seriously. I mean, you go to bring in Sabu as well if you want to. I mean, yeah, who else can you bring in that was that's an ECW legend? Oh, I figured out no one. Al Snow, from OVW. I mean, if this is what we're doing with Crazy Steve, where he's going to be battling ECW legends, then why not? And why add it? If you're going to do that, why not bring in these ECW guys, and then bring back the the stupid faction name that they came up with, EV2. extreme version 2. That's basically what it means because they couldn't use ECW because that's owned by WWE. Unless TNA could work a deal and buy the rights of the trademark name. Because let's face facts, does WWE really need that trademark name of the initials of ECW now? I mean, yeah, they got the libraries and everything when it comes to ECW stuff and all that. But even though some of the stuff there is delved over, but I've had a lot of things because especially now on Peacock. But let's face facts. Do they really need that those initials? They never even care about ECW and especially don't care about WCW. But we all know why they keep them too because it's for the libraries and all and there you go. That's pretty much why they keep it. But whatever. But that's what Chris Jericho's gonna do. He's gonna face Rhino. So again, yeah. Going from one ECW legend to another ECW legend. So what the hell? Okay, never mind. I thought I lost it here. Never mind. Okay, let me continue. We get to a video vignette here of Decay. Oh yeah. Okay, now I gotta talk about this folks because this one really grind my gears here. So Decay, cause of promo. I guess they were at a church, like some type of their own holy church, and they got their TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships, right? So it's when it comes to Decay, it's only two members of Decay at this point because Christian Steve feel like he was abandoned. Black Taurus, I don't know what happened with him. Maybe he's too busy standing outside the ring and letting luchadors land on him if they bought something but I digress. but yeah, Rosemary and Havoc are the only ones left of Decay. There's no more of Death Dolls. There's no more of Courtney Rush. Thank God. There's no more Jessica. Thank God. Basically there's no more of those. Period. And thank God because let's face facts. It was a fail. Now it wasn't a fail before because we had Tyra Valkyrie there with Rosemary and Havoc being called Jessica and they were called the Death Dolls. That actually did work until Tyra Valkyrie left. And the way they did it is when they kill her off. I mean, if you want to call it kill her off, while seeing her getting killed, basically, she was taken to the undead realm, and it never saw again. And then they were doing the whole thing where they was gonna try to save her, and I was saying myself, how can they do that when she's signed with AW? It's impossible to do something like that unless they got some blonde chick, who's thick just like her, who could look like her as well, to pretend to be Tyra Valkyrie. Unless they can do that, I'm sorry, it's impossible for them to do that if Tyra Valkyrie is never going to come back because she's signed with AEW. So so I was wondering how they're going to do all this, right? Well, guess what? They never did it because they just it was a complete waste of time. It was all just to buy time to figure out what they was going to do next, and hoping that some of us someone like me will forget things about. Oh yeah, wait a minute. What? Oh yeah. What about Tyra Valkyrie? Right? You know, what about the whole thing about Tyra Valkyrie? Um, because they're not having Rosemary come back to be called Courtney Rush, and I think to myself, okay, well, is it going to mean something? No, it didn't. They lost. They lost every match they had, and now with them coming back, to Hard to Kill, being back as Rosemary and Havoc as Decay, and they won the tag team titles from MK Ultra, which by the way, I'm gonna get to them later on. By the way, folks, tune in for that one. So we get to them on winning the tag belts. And then 2 weeks later on the show here, they cut a promo. And they talk about whatever Courtney Rush and Jessica, they were buying time. It was all part of the plan because they showed footage of when having had a match against Masha Slamovich, where they were pushing her, having this undefeated streak at the time, and Havoc lost to her in what maybe about a minute, it was basically like in that type of time that Havoc got squashed by Master Semovich. And I can't remember if they showed any videos about Killer Kelly as well at the time as well, or things maybe match against Rosemary. I can't recall, but basically they try to explain things of why they were called Courtney Rush and and Jessica and not being called Rosemary and Havoc. It was all part of the plan just to throw their game off whatever to just to get the belts as the K. That's the most dumbest thing I ever heard. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. As long as we got the K of Rosemary and Havoc back, I don't care. As long as they're back and no longer being called the Death Dolls, which is Courtney Rush and Jessica, by all means, try to make it not make sense. As long as I see them back, I'm good. So in a way, I'm glad they're back. So that's going to be on the build up for you folks, because now that MK Ultra knows what they're dealing with and what they're capable of, this time they will come prepared next time when they get that rematch against Decay for the AEW. I mean for the TNA AEW. Let's just hope that AEW doesn't have the women taking titles, which I'm pretty sure they will eventually, but we shall see. But anyways, pertains to granted the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. So there you go. But speaking of MK Ultra, they went they went they went up against Dane Luna and Jody Durrett. For a reason, they put them as a tag team. Jody Durrett and Danny Luna. I didn't mind that at first, but hey, as long as I can see Dane Luna perform, I was fine with that. And on top of that, I want to see these women compete either way. Jody Durrett, Masha Semovich, Killer Kelly. So yeah, I enjoyed this match for what it was. And in the end, obviously, the winner had to be MKL. I'm MKL. MK Ultra, I meant to say. MK Ultra got the win over when they pinned Julie Dredd with their finishing tag team move. I guess it's probably like a dominator type of move, but it really doesn't look like a dominator because they spiked her down. It was a double team move and it looked just sick. And they got the win. I guess it was, in a way it was supposed to be like a type of power driver in a way, or driver. I don't know. It was hard to explain how they execute that move and all, but it is what it is. So yeah, they got the win. After the win, when they won the match, also for a reason, MK Ultra they attacked Danny Luna. So I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? Are we turning them heels now? So I'm assuming that's what they were doing. MK Ultra are now heels. Hmm. Again, I'm assuming that's what they did here. Cause Danny Luna, she's well liked. She's a baby face along with Jody Dredd. And obviously Marshall Vision and Kelly Kelly was not happy about losing the tag titles because it was unexpected that they lost to to a tag team that they were not prepared for. And obviously that will upset them. And they decided to take it out on Jody Dredd and most likely on Danny Luna. And they took her out just like how they took Jody Dredd out too with that same what they did to her when they won the match, and they did to Danny Luna here. All right, but I'm liking this. If this is a heel turn, hey, I like where this is going. So there you go. Now, folks, next week on TNA Impact, it will feature Nick Nemeth versus Trey Miguel facing the other half of the Rascals. We hear from Frankie Kazarian. we can see more of why he did what he did. We will see Brian Myers versus Kevin Knight. They're really pushing Kevin Knight, folks. If you need um validation they're high on Kevin Knight, there's a prime example right there, because they have him facing from the system in the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. And also ABC versus GYV in the first match of the TNA World Tag Team Championship Best of 5 series. Now keep in mind, folks, when it comes to next week's show, if the Grizzly Young Veterans gets the win, it doesn't mean they win the tag titles. They got to win the Best of 3 series. In other words, they have to win 2 matches. So next week is going to be the first match. Then on the week after that, it's going to be the second match. If they win that one, then they will officially win the match when it comes to the Best of 3 series and become the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. Now, actually, no, that's not going to happen, because they're going to have these guys, versus each other 3 times. So one is going to win next week, which I'm pretty sure is going to be GYV. And then 2 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks later, I should say, 2 weeks ago, no. And in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be ABC. And then we'll finally get the match, the third match between these two, these two teams, and we'll see how that turns out. All right. Now it's time for the main event of the evening. It's the system that features Eddie Edwards, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Moose, and Brian Myers being accompanied by Alicia Edwards, who's a pilot for the system, as the system goes up against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and the TNA X Division Champion, Chris Sabin, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. So the match happens, and pretty good match. And most likely, also to the highlight and the showcase Kazuchika Okada. And boy, I love the matchup between Kazuchika Okada and Moose. Almost similarities with one another. I'd love to see a match, a one-on-one, excuse me. I would love to see a one-on-one match. Easy for me to say. I would love to see a one-on-one match between Kazuchika Okada versus Moose. If you all remember, when Moose first came into TNA back in 2016, he did a ripcord into a discus clothesline, which he called it the Game Changer. And the reason they call it because Moose, pertains to him, leaving Ring of Honor to go to TNA Wrestling at the time, that he was going to be a game changer for the company. Didn't turn out that way in a way, but he was hardworking, Moose, and it took a long time for them to actually push Moose to that level. And obviously Moose, got in the best shape of his career because Scott D'Amore, which I didn't know about this at the time, why Moose decided to get himself in great shape, but it was because of Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore basically told him, you need to to lose some weight here. You got to lose some weight here because I don't remember exactly what word he used. Saying that he looks chubby or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he told Moose or why he look. He needs to change his diet to change his physique and all that, because if you're gonna be someone that's gonna be carrying this company and to be face of the company in a way, you gotta look like you're in great shape. I guess he said that you look out of shape. I think that's what it was. I mean, easy for Scott D'Amore to say because is he out of shape too? But then again, he could still do Killing the Destroyers. So, but Moose, even if Moose didn't lose the weight and didn't get in the best shape of his life, he was still moving pretty good in the ring. Minus sometimes he'll slip sometimes and botch sometimes, but he was still moving pretty good in the ring. But I do agree with Scott D'Amore though. Moose did look like he was out of shape during those times. Even Ring of Honor, even in those days in Ring of Honor, he looked out of shape. Or like, man, if only this guy can look apart and just get in the best shape of his career, or let alone the best shape of his life, man, he'll soar a lot and look a lot better and be presented a lot more in professional wrestling. And it took to Scott D'Amore in TNA to tell him that. How could someone in Ring of Honor never tell him that? Otherwise, he would stick around in Ring of Honor, and he could have been, something that Ring of Honor could had a lot of baggage behind Moose at the time. I mean that's why you saw someone like Jay Lito to that spot instead of Moose. But I digress. But yeah, but the point is, I love to see this matchup between Moose and Okada because they're almost similarities in a way. Moose with with that drop kick, which is outstanding how he does it. Even Kazuchika Okada. And not to mention Okada's Rainmaker, is tends to Moose, where tends to him doing the game changer. So yeah, I'd love to see a match between these two guys. If Okada's going to decide to go to either AEW or WWE, he needs to have that one match against Moose. I'd love to see that one-on-one match between Kazuchika Okada versus Moose. But in the end, on this match, we got obviously Kazuchika Okada and the Motion Machine Guns. They won the match against the System, and the one who took the pinfall was Brian Myers. In fact, let me double check if it was Brian Myers. Yeah, it was Brian Myers. First it was a Rainmaker connected to Brian Myers, and then Al Shay with the Shell Shock and got the win. And then Motion Machine Guns and Okada, they posed, and that's how the show went to the air. And that will conclude your TNA Wrestling review, folks, for this TNA Impact results from January 25th, 2023. Ooh, wow, what a show that was. All right, folks, so before I head out, Tomar Wrestling was 6 matches, and that included that waste of a piece of garbage match that Dirty Dongle was in. We did absolutely nothing in that match. And my overall showing for the show, I'm gonna go with a 7. I thought last week was way better. Show just to start the brand the relaunch of TNA Impact, but this was not bad either. So either way, it was still good. But there you go, folks. That's all I gotta say from there. And that being said, I'm gonna wrap up from here. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this TNA Wrestling Review, which is to give you the TNA Impact results from January 25th, 2023. I mean 2024, excuse me. If I did say 2023, earlier as well, I do apologize. I apologize for that. We're not 2023. We're not in 2023 anymore. We're now in 2024. So again, I do apologize. If I did say 2023, I meant to say 2024. So there you go. But there you go, folks. That's all I gotta say from there. Getting tired, so I'm ready to hit the hay. So thank you all for being part of the stream. Once again, shout out to Mason and shout out to Jogo Gamer, and shout out to anyone else that was watching the show as well. As I will, send you off as I play this music. Give me one moment, folks. I gotta take care of something here. Okay, so I was being distracted there, folks. I apologize. But yeah, let me play the music now. So yeah, folks. Until next time, which is which is to the next time we do a TNA review for the Impact Wrestling for this TNA Impact results. It'll be next week, and hopefully this time it'll be on time and not late. So, folks, it's the Natural Born Driller. As I say, peace on the streets to all you be well. Stay safe. Take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world. And I am out here. Ta-ta for now. As I bid you all in Abdu with a little goodbye and good night. As I give a shout out to the best bout machine, the cleaner, King Omega, as I wish him well, battling diverticulitis. Alright, folks. Until next time, which will be later on tonight on a Friday night, I will be doing Being the Asylum episode 107, where it's going to be another Royal Rumble edition, especially when it comes to previews and other things we'll talk about as well, since the WWE stuff. And folks, there's a lot of WWE stuff we have to talk about. So there you go. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and God bless. And one more thing, fuck Bruce Pritchard, because TNA is not dead. TNA is still alive, you fat fuck. Take care.